And we are live. Looks like we are live. Yes, we are live. Welcome back to Tales from Trollskull Tavern. Today I have Alex here with me, who plays Karim in our game. Alex, welcome.
Hello, hello.
It's good to be here. Obviously, the game not being played tonight. Taking a break. The DM had to do some stuff in real life, so we're doing a little bit of a recap instead. And we're going to recap last week's game, which I was just saying before we went live, I've completely forgotten what we did. And I didn't do any research or take any notes. So this is going to be just chilled out, off the cuff, wild. You might have to take the reins for a little bit as well.
Oh, wait, I even have notes.
You've got notes? Wow, that's good. That's good. The newest member of the game, and he's got notes. Notes to...
I always make notes.
Notes to assist the group. No, that's good because, yeah, I've had a hell of a week. It's been a good week, but... yeah, I've just completely forgotten what we did. Even looking back through the game, it was I can't really remember what we did. We fought some stuff, we talked it out. Oh, and you had a little bit of an interesting moment at the end of the game, which we will talk about towards the end. But I am running.
Grim,
yep, go for it.
Yeah, Grim had not just one. He had a lot of interesting moments the last time.
Yeah, as long as he took notes on that, we'll be definitely having a bit of a chat on that because that was fun. I was sitting there just like, woo, this is interesting. A nice little new dynamic entered the game, but yeah, that was fun. So just a shout out to Tabletop Audio. I am running some ambience at the moment. Karim Alex can hear it this week, which is good because I'm sharing my screen with him. Got the camera running. I don't have my usual chair. My cat is asleep over there. You can see on the stream. So I'm sitting in at the kids' table today, which is fun. So everyone out there can have a laugh, point and laugh at me sitting in my uncomfortable chair. And yeah, shout out to Tabletop Roll20. We're live on Twitch at the moment. We do re-upload these games on YouTube on a Thursday. They premiere, on a Thursday they re-upload live. I think that's actually a Wednesday for most people. I think I do it on a Thursday morning, which is Wednesday evening, Wednesday day for a lot of other people, and overnight. But yeah, if you want to go to our YouTube, it is at OnlyFiends DND, I think. Let me double check that. I do have the power to double check that, so I will. Yeah, if you search OnlyFiends DND, you will get us. We don't actually have like a proper link yet because it isn't verified, but yeah. And if you do want to listen to this in audio, you can find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and what's the other one? Anchor platform, which goes out to like a few of the other ones. So yeah, if you want to listen in audio, then do that. I tend to do that on a Monday and Tuesday when I'm out and about doing things, so that's super fun because I am a bit of a weirdo who likes to re-listen to our stuff and take notes. And yeah, we'll get into it. Session 79. What did we do the week before? Can you remember? I think there was...
the week before.
Yeah. We returned to the dungeon, basically. There was a whole thing going on, and then, we had to get on our bike and start looking for Zarika.
No, the week before, it was like the first part of the stream was divvying up the loot.
That's true, yep.
And then we was trying to find a way to get even deeper.
Yeah, yep, go deeper, yep, 100%. Deeper underground.
Cool.
And then yeah, with I think the session ended with the webs and the chittering, and that was revealed at the start of this latest episode to be a drider, I think it was a drider.
Yeah, there was two driders and a few of these disgusting spiders.
Some tiny little spiders, and it was revealed last podcast that you are not a big fan of spiders, which is an interesting development in real life. So you obviously had an out of body experience as well as having the experience of having to fight these spiders in the game. You again with Karim got to just get right in there and start using your fists and punching, which was good.
Yeah. They didn't do a lot.
No.
We just... but it's fun that Rikert's insect plague or whatever his name is did more damage to you than the... I'm pretty sure that none of the Driders and spiders damaged us because both of them cast this darkness on someone and that was it, and then they got stunned.
Yeah, it was one of those fights where nothing was going right for the DM. I think we've had 3 or 4 fights recently that, you know, she's gotten off some pretty good rolls. She's done some good damage. She's grappled us. She's put us in situations where you're like, oh my god, like, oh, this sucks. But this was not one of those fights. This was taken down pretty easily. The insect plague, I think, Corrin did try and cast Fairy Fire at one stage as well, and that actually went off as well, didn't it? From memory.
He succeeded on hitting 1.
Yeah, which was good. He lit up the dungeon a little bit, but yeah, that insect plague. Did it end up getting? Yeah, I think it got Theron. Theron, which is perfectly on canon. Theron. I'm just going to change the scene because I forgot to change it before. Which yeah, perfectly on canon that Theron is the one that kind of just stumbles through the insect plague. Like, oh my god, what are these insects? And that yeah, we took down that first Strider. And then cleaned up the spiders. One thing I was thinking, actually, I remember thinking about it during the fight was, like, we don't have a lot of AoE. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I was also like, does anyone have like a fireball or something? Because this is so juicy. Just look at them all in one place.
It's funny you should mention Juicy because Juicy used to throw a lot of fireballs, and
oh, wow.
that was a huge part of the AoE damage that we kind of used to do when he was in the party. And also, like, I had taken web at one point, so I was throwing down webs and he was like burning them and getting those extra damage. So yeah, a fireball spell in these webs would have been really, really handy.
Yeah, that's... I was just looking the whole time like, why don't I have a fireball or anything AoE? That's something, but...
Nobody had anything. But yeah, the insect plague did end up doing a little bit of damage, which was good. The Fairy Fire as well. Just got to like watch through a little bit more. I came around the corner, I did a few shots. I think I ended up killing. Oh yeah, the bird Magna, the Magna.
Well, that was what I was thinking the whole time. Like, why? What is this? Like,
it's my familiar. I've got an owl familiar, and she's updated the Roll20. So originally, she had the Roll20 built. I don't know if it was for her or I don't know, some backstory as to this Roll20, but she's recently like tried to make her own, or she has made her own Roll20, and rebuild the campaign like so she can do what she needs to do behind the scenes with Roll20. And then some of the assets haven't like been transferred over yet, and one of them I think is my owl that she needs to do. So I had the Magna token, which is pretty cool. That works pretty good. It reminded me of like, you know, those tabletop games where you don't have the minis and you just pull out like any mini that you got. Get my like Lego, my like Lord of the Rings chess set that I got up there. I was using minis for that one time when I was playing. And I've got a Magic the Gathering board game up there somewhere which has minis in it, which I was like, oh cool, I can use them too. So yeah, I took some shots, I hit some Driders. There was darkness on Theron. Actually, no, it was Corrin originally that the darkness was cast on, right? And then it was like one of those things where like you move left and right and he was like, oh, this darkness isn't going away, because it was actually cast on him, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah. And also Theron got hit by the darkness later, I think.
He did. It was good. It's funny. I remember thinking at the time, like, it should be your roll to see which direction you go. You just walk in a direction, like, as the dice tells you to go, which I thought would have been pretty funny as well. So, Theron stumbling around, the insect plague, me taking some shots. Do you remember, did you do any damage to the Driders with Karim?
Yeah. I stunned both of them, I think.
Yes, that's right. I remember. I love it. I just love the monk ability to stun things. It's so good. When a stun comes off, you're just like, yes, so good. I think it's...
I remember, because that's why they couldn't do like anything. Because they were like right after me.
Yeah.
And they were like, nope, stun, that's it.
Yeah, beautiful. Love spending those key points on stun. It's a critical hit, right? If it's an automatic crit, or is it an automatic yeah. No,
No, you have advantage.
advantage. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. I got a little bit carried away there. No automatic crits. So you were able to. I think. Did you take down the second one, or did I take down the second one? I can't remember. I think I killed the first one with the killing blow. I tend like you'll find that I tend to come in and take killing blows because of that ranged ability to kind of just come out of nowhere and do a bit of damage. I tend to get a lot of killing blows, which can be if you're somebody who's just like, I did all the damage and I want the killing blow, man, this sucks. But at the same time, I think from memory I have a few times been like, you know what, that person's done a lot of damage, I'm not going to steal this killing blow from them. I'm going to like try not to. So yeah, I do tend to take a lot of those last little bits of damage, but also I'm pretty open, just like, oh no, let this dude get the killing blow. But I think I did take the first one down, and then did I get the second one, or did I get one of the little?
It was Terran.
Yeah, right. That's right, because he crit, didn't he?
Yeah.
There it is, right there, the green crit, and he did 79 damage, man. So crazy. So he did 46.
A lot of damage.
Yeah, because that's a lot of damage. Because we. Oh no! Stop! Oh damn! I hit the wrong window. I changed the ambience. No, the player's not there anymore. That's alright. I'll fix it in a sec. Because the criticals that we use are brutal criticals. No, crunchy crits or something like that. Theron calls them. You essentially do all the dice damage. Yeah, crunchy crits. You do good. All the dice damage, and then you roll a second set of damage. I think the other way you can play is like you just roll and it's double. The dice is doubled, right?
Yeah.
Do you know if there's any other things? While I just quickly get this tavern music sorted.
No, the normal is that you roll once the dice and you double everything. You double the dice, or you can use this brutal critical. This is actually better because you do a lot more damage in this way.
The potential to do a lot more damage is more fun. Like,
there's like a minimum of because if you have like a D10 and you roll a 1, that's 2 damage. So yeah,
that's true. I think,
but if you roll a 10, it's 20. So it can be more. But with this brutal critical, there's much more base damage.
Yeah, I think Theron with his glaive now rolls a d12, I think, or is it 2d6s? I don't know. The one that makes it so you can minimum of 2 damage. I don't know. Maybe I got that wrong. Maybe I got the other way around. Let me see if I can find his pointy stick.
If his 2d6 is pointy stick, so that's if it's a crit, that's an automatic 12 damage plus an extra 2d6.
And I think always take the, is it a great sword? I think does 2d6, and the axe. No, it's the axe does 2d6. So like you can't roll less than 2 damage, which is good. It's a little min-maxing tip for everyone out there. Not that my character's really that min-max, but you know what it is. You know how it goes. So he did do a little bit of damage, which was good. 79, took out, I think that killed it. No, he didn't. He stepped through the insect plague. It took a lot of damage, and then I think I might have stepped through and killed that try to kill steal. It's hard. Like when I used to roll in the browser, but now I roll with physical dice, and it's like you don't know the history of your rolls anymore. But it is what it is. And then we kind of cleaned up.
I know mine. It's 1 to 5, and that's all I roll.
It's nothing higher than a 5. Oh man, some of the rolls you get are just awful.
Yeah.
It's brutal. I hope that sometimes, like because non-verbal tends to roll pretty hot, which is really annoying sometimes, and even for saves too. But like lately, for your stun save, she hasn't been rolling well, so that's great. That's fantastic for you, right?
Yeah, that's the only Well, that's not on me. She rolled bad, so
You rolled
it's
bad.
still not me doing good.
Yeah, which is good. Which is good. So we cleaned the rest of these spiders up. Just flicking through, and then we burnt all the webs away. Tricky was like, man, I don't like spiders, dude. I hate spiders in real life, and I think Tricky the character would hate spiders as well, right?
Yeah,
Just
nobody likes
it's
them.
not my thing, and webs not my thing either. Like even in real life, walking through just any web, I'm like, no, thanks.
Yep, I know that.
Just even like when I had hair, like a hair, I would be like, oh, it's a spider. Like, you know what I mean? But it's your hair, right? And I hate it. It's the worst. So we burnt all those webs away. That's me. And it was revealed after some very quick, nifty map manipulation in the background. She revealed a gate, which I think had some symbols on it, right? I think you inspected it, right?
Yes, and it had like 6 places where you could place some figurines inside. It has a black dragon, a unicorn, an owl bear, minotaur, manticore, and something that I didn't know what it was.
I can't remember what it was either. I was struggling to even remember.
No, the last one, she said that I don't recognize what it is.
Oh, interesting. So a gate obviously going somewhere. One of the things to remember for the people at home is that when these gates, like when we encounter, there aren't many of these things, is kind of what I'm trying to get at, is it's very hard to travel in and out of the dungeon. So when you get one of these, it's like, oh yes, like good. Like what is this going to do? Can we go out of the dungeon? Where's this going to go? It's a very much a like, oh sweet, this will take us somewhere. And it's a big thing, I think, for us to find this. I remember thinking at the time, because there was keys, right? It was mentioned that these things have slots that you can put things into, and my brain was just going like, shouldn't we just, the time it's going to take to find these things, unless they're all in one spot, right? Which I think we found like 3 or 4 of them. Like, spoiler alert for when we talk about it a little bit later, we found a few of them in one spot. But yeah, my brain was just going like, we're going to like traipse through the entire level looking for these things just to come back to this thing, not knowing where it goes. Like, we don't even know where it goes. We didn't end up knowing where it goes, right? Oh, we did?
Yeah, because we know because Theron has this abilette stone or rock or whatever.
Yep.
And he asked him, or they talked, or just I don't know, but the stone said that it's gonna bring us to level 6.
Yep. I'm glad
so we can skip the level 5 entirely.
I'm glad you're here, that you can remember that, because I completely forgot. Yeah, he's got the Stone of Galore, which is an in-game, I think it's an in the module item that you get, and you get a chance to cast Legend Lore. But I think she's kind of like, I think the actual item, when you run the campaign, right, it appears in the Waterdeep Dragon Heist module book. I've got the book behind me. And it's an item, but I don't know. Like, I think she's just kind of headcanoned played this as like a sentient stone that can talk, that can actually interact with us, because it was funny at the time when it started out. Juicy had it, and then once it left him and went to Theron, you lose all memory of what had happened. So we were, like, the entire time, like when it went to Theron, we'd all just be like, nah, man, like, what are you talking about? Like, he never had the stone. You've always had it. So we'd always play like funny games on him by saying like, nah, man, nah. He never had the stone, like, which was always funny. And then the whole like back and forth with Theron and the stone, him being like, yo, dude, like, what are you doing, man? Rub me with popcorn is like another funny thing that kind of happens all the way through, which you need that in D&D. You need those like little character moments that, you turn what is just an item in the game into some form of sentience that like is a living thing in the world, right?
Yeah, and it was funny how he was making popcorn with his flaming sword and then rubbing it in on the stone.
Yeah. And it's the innuendo, the popcorn, rubbing the popcorn on it. That's happened before. I can't remember exactly when, but I think it was just after we fought Fluffy. I don't think you were there for that. And yeah, he basically like put popcorn on it. He was like, "Whoa, this stuff is like awesome, man! Like, give me more of that." Like, which was pretty funny. So they had a conversation. Yeah, he revealed that the gate took us to level 6. That was right?
Oh,
Level
but
6?
before that, Corin had to make a deal with the stone.
That's right. Man, my memory, holy moly, it's so bad. Yeah.
And I don't remember the exact wording, but
yeah,
whenever the stone asks something, Corin has to do it, and he cannot say no.
Yeah.
And it turned out that the stone is like just fucked us, but fucked him over because he was like, "Oh, that brings you to another level, and you have to put these things inside." I was like, "Well, thank you, Sherlock."
Thanks, Sherlock. Sherlock of galore.
Yeah. But yeah,
that's
and
huge.
Corin had to like drip some blood. Some of his blood on it.
He did. Yeah. Wow. I've forgotten so much. And see, that's why I am a psycho, and that's why I re-listen to these, because otherwise I would forget everything, man. And I have to take notes. Otherwise, man, my brain is just like pudding. It just doesn't retain anything. That's huge. That actually is a massive thing, right? Because the stone, like in previous iterations, the stone is trying to move to different people. But like with Theron, I don't know. She hasn't really shown any indications of the stone wanting to move to another person, other than being like, "You want to give me to someone else?" And then he's like, "No," and he's like, "Okay." So this was interesting to see Corin be very upfront and very just, "Yeah, man, I'll make a deal." Like, whatever. I don't know if that was him like as a player just being like, roll the dice, take a chance, or part of his backstory, right?
Yeah, I mean, it can be both, because now like every stream we mention we have to get faster.
Yes, we do have to get faster. That's true. We do have to get faster.
Like, let's go, and yeah.
Yeah, and his.
I don't know much about his backstory. I mean, I don't know a little, but I don't know what situation this person we have to rescue is in.
Yeah, it's huge, and there's been a few sessions where, we got a little bit sidetracked. So it's understandable, I think.
When we lost 2 days there with this Sphinx.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time, but yeah, 2 days is
but at least the pointy stick got done in this time.
That's true. Very true. So yeah, that was massive. Actually, it's a shame he's not here, because it would be interesting to talk through his headspace around that whole situation. I think the implications for your character in the game are important, right? Because nobody wants to make a deal with something where suddenly your character's just gone, or like, you lose something, or like it's no longer it's no longer a character where you're like, "Oh, this is how I wanted to play it," and now it's not the same character. Like, nobody wants to go through that sort of thing. But at the same time, it's super interesting as a viewer and as part of the story to have something like that happen to your character, just for more like more sidetracks and more like more pressure on having an impactful story and an impactful character that goes through these kinds of trials and tribulations. So that was huge. Like, it just makes me giddy thinking about it. I'm like, yes, like I want to see where this goes. This would be super interesting.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be interesting, because the deal was like, it's so vague. Like, he has to do anything that the stone asks and cannot say no. That could be anything.
Massive. Anything. It's who knows, man. Who knows? It's gonna be interesting. I do remember now that Theron went through the gate and was compacted into a small cube and then back again, which I thought was very Theron-like.
Yeah, and he took also a little damage.
Yeah, he took a little bit of damage. You will find he is the like, "Yo, Theron, just test that out for me," and he'll do it. And he gets all the curses. He goes through all like the traps and stuff like that, which is fun.
I think I also tried with my Astra arm to go through, but it just ripped it apart and it disappeared.
Yes. Did it like dispel it?
I don't know. Because it's not like my astral arms doesn't have like hit points or something. It's just there, and the DM said as I put it through, it just disappeared, and one of the arm got lost.
So you're just one-armed, one astral arm.
I can resummon it.
Just resummon your right arm. So that yeah, some interesting implications there with the stone and the gate. The gate, pardon me, is going to send us to level 6, which is huge. Bypassing 2 of the levels. Yeah, my brain at the time was just going like, man, like why don't we just try and find the exit? Like, surely we can go down, pardon me, to level 5 and then down to level 6 in quick time. But yeah, maybe not.
But I was also thinking about this, but then because I was like, if it's so. If you search for these things, like this dungeon is huge. If it's not all in one place, like we can just go straight for the exit. But then I remembered that the map is huge.
It's massive.
So even just finding the exit or the way to the level 5 is gonna take us a long time. And there's also like the whole level 5 map.
True.
And I was like, well, if we happen to find the statues faster than the exit, then let's just take the gate.
100%.
And then the stone told us that this frog-looking guy has or knows about the stones and the locations.
Yeah.
So he sent us back to this alchemist.
Yeah, the alchemist was up in the little mushroom area. I remember I had to go AFK for a little bit for this part. And what were you guys talking about? You guys were talking about something bizarre when I turned the stream on. When I was listening into it, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, we went back up to this lad who was picking mushrooms up the top. And then you with your...
Before we talked to the mushroom guy, Krim heard a woman talking.
Yeah.
Like in the other room.
Or something. Oh no, talking, you're right.
No, she was like talking to this frog. Wait, what's her name? The woman's name was Mrs. Meltimere.
Meltimere.
Uh-huh. And the frog's name was Tiha. Or not frog, the toad.
Toad. Ah, yes, Darabeth Meltimere. There you go. I did actually write something down. But yeah, I was AFK for a little bit before that. And yeah, with your ungodly passive, you were able to hear that. And
yeah, and I could actually, with my new spyglass, I could look and read her what she's talking, and I can lip read.
So good. I love that spyglass. It's so good. The toad itself, right, was... you did like an insight check, I think, was it? On one of them. It was either the toad or her. You did an insight check, and I was just like, no fucking way. This is bullshit.
No, I tried to, talk with this woman, but she got... Well, I don't know. I said something, and I rolled persuasion, and of course it was bad.
And then we'll have enough of that. Talk us through the process.
Well, then I saw that the frog is Krim saw that the frog is whispering something to the woman, and then we went on a break, I think. No, not on a break. I think the DM had to pick up some package or something.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, she had some stuff delivered.
And then we were like talking, like, oh, let's go to the woman. I was like, no, the frog is the evil one.
Yeah.
And they were like, no. It's like, because I got a whisper from the DM that the frog told the lady that if she gives us what we want, we're gonna kill her.
Interesting.
But I was the only one to know this.
Yeah, because you're just ridiculously high passive, and you got what's that feat? Observant.
Observant.
Yeah, which is gonna help us. It's a good feat.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was definitely some friction in, Theron, who was trying to talk to her and just kind of gauge the situation. Obviously, he is like a main face type of character. He's got the high charisma. He canonically isn't great at it. Look, I don't know. He might come out swinging at me, but he, like, canonically, he's not fantastic. Kind of in the way that Corrin is, right? Like, Corrin is very, like, outward. Oh, hello, how are you doing? Like, Theron's very just direct to the point. Is probably the best way to describe that. And he'll go straight for something and try and work on that, which was obviously talking through with this lady Darabreath. But I think with the frog, right, or the toad.
Yeah, but before anyone could talk except me, I tried to, because the time we got here, because it took like took like a 10-minute break because Theron made a popcorn for like 10 minutes.
That's right. Was it up here? Was it?
No, it was back then at the gate, but my astral form disappears after 10 minutes, so I had to resummon it.
Yeah.
And then she got scared again.
Oh, that's right. You put the mask on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. What does that mask look like? Do we know?
I can change the shape of the mask and the arms all the time.
Do we see it as players, characters?
Yes. It's the basic is like a red and white fox mask.
Okay.
And the arms are more like claws, but it depends on the situation because Grim can just change the appearance of it anytime.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so not a.
Well, I'm sure Grim didn't make like an extreme scary mask, but she got scared anyway.
For sure.
But with the mask, I can talk telepathically.
Were you talking to the toad?
Yes.
That's right.
Because I tried to tell the toad that, we just need the stuff and that's it. Or,
just give us what we want.
The toad told me, and also none of you here, just because the shit was telepathically, that no, she's mine, I'm gonna take control over her. I was like, Grim said, like, yeah, that's fine, but we just need the stuff. But I think I also had to roll persuasion, but it was...
Yeah, it was not good.
Well,
no good.
No.
It was... And it was that kind of set you over the edge, right?
Yes, and then I was like, no, that's not gonna go anywhere, and like, I'm just gonna run it and grapple her.
Yeah, good.
And I rolled again so badly that with my like 20 dex, I lower than this mentally unstable woman. And she fucked us up with a fireball.
It was solid. It was solid.
I mean, I didn't get hit by it, so...
These things have happened before to this group. Very similar situation with grappling and fireballs as well. So don't take it too hard. But you did try and do that grapple, and then I think did we shoot the toad? Like, what happened? Something happened to the toad? I can't remember.
No, she shot us with a fireball.
Yeah.
And Theron and Corrin got hit, but I evaded it, so I took no damage.
Yeah, and then
And after that, I grappled her. And in my mind, it was like so cool because I was like, as a player, I was like, I'm sure it's like this. It's not a toad. It's like a huge demon, something like you know. And I was like, I'm just gonna step on it, and it's gonna turn into like a giant whatever, and I'm gonna be on his head. So cool. And I rolled a nat 20. I killed it, and it was a little quasit, and it turned into a meat salad and died.
It was so good. A quasit. Actually, what is a quasit? I don't think I've seen. I think she showed us what it is.
The quasit is like a little impy thing.
Yeah. So I'm just...
the imp can fly, and the quasit is like this little... not horny.
Because there was a situation where we were interacting with something there was a map on the table. We were interacting with somebody, but there was a quasit that nobody saw in the corner, and it cast a spell, and the whole floor fell out from underneath us, and we dropped into the way lower into the dungeon. So that was the only time we have come across a quasit. I'm just going to put it on the screen here. One of these little things.
That was it. And then, in my head, I thought it's going to be like some huge, like Balgura or some demon, and I'm going to ride it. And it was a quasit, and it died instantly.
It just that might be a little spoilery. So yeah, Quasar popped out, it died, and then what happened?
Well, then the girl, I tried to persuade her again that it's fine, but I rolled her again so bad. And she just started to have a mental breakdown. And Krim said, like, I'm not gonna deal with this, and he left.
Yeah. I think, and then Theron kind of took over.
And then Corin went there.
And he summoned Roscoe down. Let's go, Roscoe. Which is a huge thing for him, because he's only just really gotten Sparkles back. And it's not an easy thing for him, because he rolled that, I don't know if you remember, or if you've, like we've said, he rolled a fine steed and he rolled 100 on a fine steed. So it was like a legendary creature that he was given for like rolling 100. And Sparkles is like this. You've met Sparkles before, haven't you?
I don't think.
No, okay. Oh, I won't spoil it, because it's a fun time. It's a good time when you meet Sparkles. But for him to then summon Roscoe and then lose Sparkles, because he'll have to re-roll again to get Sparkles back, and it's, I think, a really difficult roll. I think it might be like very high or something like that. For him to do that, to kind of get her out of the dungeon, was it's like a big thing. So she was then whisked away on Roscoe. Roscoe popped out.
Oh, but she had 3 of those statues.
But yeah, did she end up giving us the 3 statues, or? Yeah,
the black dragon and a unicorn and an owl bear.
Yeah, so that was
we have 3 now.
A huge win for us. It was a little dicey there, and then you and Theron had some words. It was a little bit like,
no. Then Krim said like, yeah, I'm gonna streak. Let's start to this other one too. The first one, so good.
Yeah, so let's.
But then he heard like, I think someone said like, just don't speak. So I was just standing in front of him and looking, not speaking at all.
Looking angry. So yeah, it was good. It was interesting. We were all just kind of sitting there, just going, "Ooh, what's gonna go on here?" I think there was a threat of a duel there too. Was there?
I don't know.
I'm curious. I like that. I like when shows or like other games that I watch like weave those little things into the game, where it's like, it's not necessarily the 2 people fighting in a hostile sense. It's the 2 people like testing themselves against each other, and it's like a scene rather than an actual dispute between the 2 characters, right? It's fun to see those little things happen.
I think Terrence said something, or someone mentioned this fireball situation that they got burned, and Krim mentioned that I didn't.
Yeah.
And then Theron lit up his sword like, do you want to? I was like, oh, come at me, bro. I wanted to see it. I was there. It was like so focused, like for like a whole minute it was dead silence. No one said anything.
It was tense. It's tense because it's one of those things, right? And definitely Karim's definitely a new character, right? So there is an not an untrustfulness, but there is a, like, because us as the players playing the game know that you're a part of the game, right? But there is an untrustworthiness in the fact that you haven't been with us that long. So I did like the tension, right? And it adds a new element of, you know, a character that has that chaotic nature. I like that personally. Being a chaotic player myself, like playing the rogue, I like it. I was like, hell yeah, like this is awesome. Like, full tense. Like, come on, you guys gonna get a ruler out now, next, boys. Like, it was good. It's really good.
I got scared for a second there when it was like so silent. Everyone like, oh no, is it gonna happen?
Well, I said after the, like, spoiler, I said after the game that she should weave it in. I want to see it. I want to see you two go at it. That'll be super fun. I mean, it doesn't have to be hostile. It doesn't have to be, like, realistic. It doesn't have to be real. Because, I don't know, like, if you're playing a game and there is that kind of, like, actual real element of hostility, I don't know, it's a bit lame. Like,
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit lame for like everyone involved, and if it's an actual real beef, but which it isn't. But like, I don't know. To me, I'm like, no, weave it into like the story. Like we get to some arena, and then you two are like, man, or like somebody in the party's like, man, I want to see you two go at it. Come on, settle your differences. Let's go. Let's see how this goes. Like,
Would be an interesting fight for sure.
For sure. I don't know. Somebody, I think she said like,
he greeted.
Oh, no. Say again.
Like the last time he critted on this Drider, he did 70 something. That's more than my max HP.
Yeah, I mean, we still have to. I've got a video of him where he did 150 damage to a fire giant. So I mean, if he gets one of those off, it's not a fun time for whoever's on the receiving end of one of them.
I mean, if he can hit me at all.
That's true. It's good. I'll do. Yeah, I want to see it. Like I was there.
And he fails one Constitution save against my stun, and that's it.
Yeah, he's in a bit of strife. So yeah, hopefully, viewers out there will get a treat. In the next I don't know, couple of months, there might be a situation where these two get to test their might against one another. And Corin was saying that his character is kind of based on dueling and stuff like that. So it would be interesting to see like everyone kind of go at it, like not necessarily in a all right, take your characters and just PvP, but like in a part of the story that actually lets us try and fight each other with no consequences. I'm down. I want to see something like that happen. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So there was that. Yeah, Theron was a little like, nah, bro. Like I didn't like that, and yeah, I mean. It's tough. I think the character itself has shown enough to sort of to solve an issue like that. I think it's warranted to go, nah, like, you know, you did the right thing. We kind of know that you did the right thing as the players in a meta sense. But I do like the little tension part that's building. Like I do like that kind of thing, because it'll allow for some role play later on, for you to reveal a little bit of story, for you two to endear yourselves to each other, and then, you know, like fights always lead to people like coming closer together, which is good.
I just imagine Krim just being completely pissed because, like, he knows he did the perfect thing. Like there was nothing else to do. And everyone's still like, "Oh no, stop speaking!" And then he just got bitchy.
Yeah, fair. That's if that's Garim, then that's Garim. You know, it is.
Yeah, I imagined him like the basic bitchy and sassy personality. So,
Mr. Sass. I'm just gonna move that over there. So yeah, no, interesting culmination. We ended up getting the key, and then it was kind of and that guy just dipped too. Remember? Zoop, he just dipped.
Well, Corin told that I should stop speaking, so I did. And Corin tried to speak with this guy, and he said like, "Oh, he has. I think he has one and has information about the other two." But then he was like, "Oh no, you have to find for me this unobtainium or whatever it was."
The crystal, the MacGuffin. You got to find the MacGuffin for us.
And Grim just told telepathically to Corin that he should, maybe threaten him, so we can get this faster, because we're supposed to be, faster. And then he got pissed, and my friend told me that we can just kill you if you don't give us. And then he was like, "Oh well," and then he just left.
Yep, he just dipped out. Interesting. We'll see. I have to re-listen to and rewatch all of that to gauge, kind of remember what happened. But yeah, then Brutus. Brutus popped back up.
Yeah, and he said he's gonna take care of this problem.
Brutus is pretty capable, pretty handy. We're supposed to be escorting him, but he just pops up and usually saves the day for us a fair bit.
Yeah, I will also say like who's escorting who now?
Yeah, Deus Ex.
It seems like he just comes up and I'm gonna do this for you.
Deus Ex Brutus. I think he's a Gloomstalker Ranger, so anyone with dark vision can't see him. And I think that's all of us except Rykit. But then it's just pitch black, and Rykit can't see anything anyway, so we need to get him some goggles. Because that was one of the first things I got for Triggy was goggles, because I was like, man, I need those. I can't see anything down here. This sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun times indeed. And yeah, sorry, I couldn't remember. I can't barely remember like what was happening in the game. But the Corrin and the stone thing, I'm also like, ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Tell me a little more about this. He was very keen for that. So yeah, very interesting to see how that plays out in the next couple of weeks. And also, this little incident, and then finding the stones. We'll be off to do that next week. And continuing through the dungeon, traipsing through.
Do we know on what level is the person be searching? I forgot. Is it level 9?
That's a good question. I think maybe 8 or 9. Did she say it? I can't really remember. I'll check my notes. We went to the Bahiti on level 4 north of the thing. No, I don't know. I don't think so, no. Oh, no, the Dwemer. We don't know where that is. It's somewhere. I think she said where it is, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
It's still a long way there.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure. We know what Dwemer is, so we know it's somewhere. So we're gonna have to continue to traipse through the dungeon and do our thing, and more fun and more hijinks is going to ensue.
Yeah, and Grim's mentor, we don't even know. He's not even on this plane.
Yes. Did you do that this week, or was that last week?
It was, it was last week.
Yeah. Sent a message to
the session before, yeah.
Yeah, your mentor. So because we talked about that. Yeah, very interesting, very interesting. But still, remember that little quirk of the dungeon itself. I'm wondering if some of that's playing out, right? Whether he's necessarily in the dungeon or on a pocket plane or possibly outside the dungeon, or there's some plane crossover stuff going on maybe there. So we'll have to have a think about that. But yeah, interesting, good. Little sloppy from me this week, but that's all right. I'll be back on my game next week. I think my cat wants to go out, which is perfect timing. We're gonna finish it off there. Thank you once again, Alex, for joining me. That was good fun. I'm glad you were there. You saved my bacon on remembering most of what happened, which was good. And yeah, Sunday next week we'll be back, barring any other issues. I'll re-upload this. Probably I'll cut it tomorrow and re-upload it for maybe Tuesday or Wednesday on YouTube if anyone wants to re-listen to it or re-watch it or watch it on subscribing on YouTube. Yeah, give us a follow on Twitch and give us a subscribe on YouTube. And also I'll upload it to the podcast audio network, which is Anchor, which goes to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. There you go. I didn't say Spotify on the intro. And I'll say goodbye from me. That's your cue to say goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. Bye.
Nailed it. Nah, take it easy, everyone. We'll see everyone, next Sunday. We'll be back for another game. Hell yeah.
Bye.